For the past month, I've been using this angle grinder that SeeSii sent me. It's sold under other brands as well on Amazon and maybe eBay. I really am enjoying it. It's a nice tool. However, I found one design flaw that I'm more upset that it wasn't properly described in the listing. And the sellers didn't also seem to know that this was a thing either. This is a wire wheel, and it takes the standard threads of 5/8. And pretty much every single angle grinder has that, or has M10. That's a competing standard, but you can get little adapters like this that go from M10 to 5/8. This decides to make a third standard and has 1/2-inch threads. And as for the arbor measurement on the listing, they had 7/8, which is like, okay, where did that come from? And I asked them, and they thought the arbor size was the hole inside of the disc. So they didn't know that there were these tools out there, which is a little bit unfortunate. And honestly, I got a little bit upset in the middle of the video because if this had that, we'd have everything, but I guess you can't have everything. The batteries are really, I'm actually quite surprised by them. I've taken apart a few knockoff Makita batteries, and they'll have a fake BMS inside of them, and honestly, they're a pretty bad fire hazard. But these ones, if you open them up, and I implore you to please open up your batteries, and make sure they have, I guess it would be 5 wires going to the batteries, 5 or 4, something like that. And what that does is it allows you to know that there is at least a circuit checking the voltage on each cell. The fake batteries only have 2 wires, maybe 3, but they don't have 5 or 4. I think it's 5 that they need to have. I'm in the middle of filming, so I can't quite do the math in my head. But the batteries, they're actually good batteries. The motor is good, the control is good, has 3 speeds. It uses Makita batteries. The Makita doesn't like these batteries, but that's understandable. They got some DRM in there that doesn't quite work with that. But this will use the Makita battery perfectly fine. In the end, I had to kind of cool down from that realization, and I did not end up comparing it to the Makita. What I ended up doing was I went about my day doing my welding and cutting to build a few things, including a big stand-up floor lamp for my best friend Thais. And through that, I realized, you know what? If you don't care about wire wheeling, then this is perfect for you. This is absolutely perfect. But if you do care about wire wheeling and you still want to do this stuff, honestly, at the end of the day, I realized having a second angle grinder really saved a lot of time. So I still really like this. This is the perfect angle grinder for somebody who already has one, preferably one that can already do a wire wheel, because there was a few times that I know I would have wasted an extra half hour, and my back would have been really hurting by the end of the day, and I probably would have missed dinner if I had to keep changing from a brush to a flap disc. But with this, I just have 2 tools, and I just grab whichever one. I could use them both at the same time if I really, really, really wanted, but that would be insane, so we won't do that. So yeah, I'm going to chop up the video and take out some of the bits I've already said. But keep in mind that I did get a little bit annoyed at this because it's so good. There's just one thing that was misunderstood about it and made wrong. Now, if anybody could point me to a good 1/2-inch to 5/8 adapter, that could really fix this. Because, well, surely that exists. And I just don't see it for angle grinders. And I kind of don't want to get one, and then it turns out it's for conduit, and it'll shatter, or some other use. I kind of want to make sure that it's good for a high-speed application where a lot of force is being put on it, because angle grinders kind of freak me out. Well, that's pretty much it for the intro. Me trying to revive this whole review. Here's the video. can get close-up shots or whatever you want. Okay.
Sparks are gonna go that way.
Well, that's a little bit unfortunate because I had anticipated that in this video I would clean up a drainage grate cover that I have to, a cast iron rusty drainage grate cover that I want to wire wheel and paint. And then I was going to do a bit of a whimsical thing. I was going to clean up this funny thing that I found on the side of the road and this shovel that a neighbor gave me. So I guess we're limited to cutting. I guess not many people use wire wheels on angle grinders. But I do have this to cut. I'm making this floor lamp and I need to cut this piece like this. So let's just continue with this, and because it does cut well. Now, I've done a few reviews like this, and my viewers sometimes get upset at me because they're like, you're just so stupid. Like, shouldn't you know that already? Well, it's not shown on the listing, and isn't this more of like a legitimate review? Because I hate feeling dumb because something that was omitted or somebody else's design choice that uses like a non-standard size or something. Like, I like this thing, but it's a shame that it doesn't have a standard size for this area of an arbor that you can buy brushes for. You can buy them for the smaller one, you can buy them for the bigger one, but I haven't seen this size in person before. I like to think that whenever I show my frustrations, that's not just me being like, oh well, it's a free review, I didn't pay anything. I still feel like I paid $100 for this thing, and I'm gonna evaluate it like I did. Okay, well, my camera keeps turning off because yet again it's way too hot. So you'll just have to understand that, yeah, I sanded that. Okay, and I'm gonna sand this side. Well, I had no idea. Huh. So the bottom's welded. We're finally getting in the shade, or at least the shade's finally coming over us. So it looks like I did cut through it most of the way. Let's finish it off And then I can turn that into, I know a lot of people probably would want that for an ashtray, but I don't smoke. I'll use that to put keys in or something. So I was out here filming another video of reviewing a battery operated welder, and you know, I think this is now the point where I can end the video, because I've been able to use this for quite a few things. And even though I was dismayed and upset by the fact that not only did it have a 1/2-inch arbor, but it didn't say it on the listing, I contacted them. They said they'll change the listing, and they'll also look into switching to a 5/8 on this, if at all possible. But also, I've come to realize that, whoops, you know, having one angle grinder with a wire wheel, well, that's pretty good. But having one that's dedicated just to sanding and cutting, well, that's actually really good. It's kind of like how Norm Abrams had like all his routers just for every single bit. So with this is the perfect angle grinder for somebody who doesn't need to do a bunch of wire wheeling, but also if you need a second angle grinder just for cutting and sanding. It's actually pretty good. So yeah, I hope they update their design, and I'm glad that they're going to be updating their listing too, to have a more realistic, to set more realistic expectations. And if they just switch out the arbor on this, this is going to be a great tool. It's the only thing holding it back, and only a little bit. It just makes it into a little slightly less useful. But since I have other angle grinders that can do a wire wheel, this is actually really nice, because the other day when I was making that lamp, I saved so much time not having to switch out between wire wheel and flap disc to wire wheel. So my review is pretty positive. I have very good control over it, and I'm happy. I'll probably do another review in about a year or two if this ever dies, or if this holds up fine. And I'll see you then. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching. See ya.